Hey, welcome to the bonus video from my video about consonants and dissonance. If you haven't seen the original video yet, you can head over to my main channel and check that out first, or just watch this video with very little context. So the first thing I wanted to address is that you might have noticed that you did feel like the sine waves were locking in when you hit a true perfect fifth. And in fact, when I was listening on my laptop, I noticed that when it was slightly off of a perfect fifth, I could hear a little bit of a beating to the sound. But this didn't make any sense to me because beating is a physical fluctuation in amplitude that happens when sine waves are really close together in frequency, not 218 hertz apart. So I tried again on my headphones and I noticed that the effect was still there, but much more subtle. So here's what I think is going on. The hardware is imperfect, and it produces some amount of nonlinear harmonic distortion, particularly on crappy laptop speakers. And the thing is, that kind of distortion adds harmonics to the spectrum. So what you're hearing isn't actually roughness or beating between those two sine waves. The beating is occurring between upper partials, which have been created by the imperfections in your audio hardware. At least that's my theory. Let me know in the comments if you have any other theories. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to tell you about is this animation right here that I made for the video. If you remember in the original video, the idea was it's a violin string, but you can actually decompose the motion of the string into a bunch of standing waves of harmonically related frequencies. But this one actually took me kind of by surprise, because I built this up by just adding together a bunch of standing waves of harmonically related frequencies. I made the amplitudes go down a little bit, as they generally do with higher harmonics. And when I added those frequencies back together, I got what looks like an impulse traveling back and forth on the string, inverting when it hits the sides. That image of an impulse traveling back and forth on a string is an image I also had of how a violin string works, but I didn't understand that if you add together all of those harmonics, you actually get that moving impulse. Or at least you do when they all start at the same phase. I'm not sure if that's an important part of this equation or not. Okay, so that's all I was able to actually record right now for this bonus video, and I wanted to release it with the original video, so I kind of just had to send it out there. But there's some other stuff I'd like to talk about as well, like the clarinet spectrum, which only has odd harmonics. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, if and when I do make those videos, subscribe to this bonus channel. Come on, go for it. You know you want to.